is Darren Joseph from HEJ.tax, and we're the team that seeks to demystify that sometimes confusing world of international tax. And today we have the honor and privilege of having a great conversation with Michael and Nuno. Michael, would you like to introduce yourself?
Thanks, Darren. Good to be here. After a career in consulting in the international tax planning game, I'm now the founder of an investment platform in Portugal with some interesting golden visa qualifying investment products.
Fantastic. And Nuno?
As Michael was saying, thank you very much for the invitation to be here. I'm a tax partner at CMS, which is a Portuguese-based law firm, but present in 45 countries. We have been, and I've been very active in the private clients sector, mostly obviously in respect of taxes, but also touching upon golden visa, and that's why I've been working actively also with Michael in this sector.
Fantastic. Could you talk us through and comment on the key points that someone who wants to become resident in Portugal needs to consider when it comes to inheritance or estate taxes? Does it exist as we know it in the US, or is it different? And if so, how is it different?
Portugal, that's in fact one of the keys for our success is the inexistence of inheritance tax and gifts tax. In fact, it's not absolutely accurate what I mentioned. So there is no inheritance nor gifts tax. They may be liable to stamp duty, which is a different kind of tax, at a 10% rate. But the thing is, and this is true only for both for inheritance and gifts, they are, generally speaking, liable to a 10% tax rate. But there is an exemption in Portugal which applies to spouses, to descendants, so children, grandchildren, and ascendants, so the parents, the grandparents. They are exempt from this 10%. When you think about the fact that at least on Portuguese assets, if someone that is a Portuguese tax resident and decides to gift something to their kids, that would not be liable to any taxation in Portugal. And again, if they pass away, the inheritance would also not trigger any taxation, provided that they are within one of these spouses, children, or parents or grandchildren. None of them would be liable to this 10%. There is a full exemption for the typical heirs that would result from someone passing away, typically. So this is not liable to taxation. When you look at, and Portugal doesn't involve any wealth tax in the concept that the US has and other European countries have. The only thing more similar to a wealth tax that we have in Portugal, which is the only assets which the tension is liable to tax, is real estate. And because real estate is liable to an annual municipal real estate tax, but the applicable rate is between 0.3 and 0.45%. And by the way, it's due on the taxable value of the property, not on the market value. The taxable value is a value or an amount which is attributed by the Portuguese tax authorities based on specific coefficients that, as the market is, we're talking about, on average, a kind of half or a third of the market value of the price would be the taxable value of the property, and over which that from 0.3 to 0.45% would be due on an annual basis. So we're talking about residual amounts every year. I think that from a wealth estate tax point of view, Portugal is clearly a star.
That is great to know. Michael, if someone wanted to reach you to find out more about golden visa opportunities, what's the best way to find you?
Reach out directly. I've always experienced such a warm welcome in Portugal, and people looking at the jurisdiction, I'm happy to make sure they get the same level of experience. Email, it's available on my website, through LinkedIn. I'm generally very, very responsive. Looking forward to engaging with a few more people.
Michael Maxwell on LinkedIn. And what's your website? What's your URL again?
It's portugalpanorama.com. So email address is michael@portugalpanorama.com.
Fantastic. And Nuno, what's the best way to find you?
Look, I think that, again, the email is an option, which is nuno.santos@cmsportugal.com. I think it's probably the best way. And then, obviously, you engaging, we can talk via WhatsApp or phone. It's fine. All of them work.
Fantastic. Thank you very much. And we'll see you next time.